Hello, this is Alan from Luxury Exotic Replicas, and I got another builder's tip for you. I have got under here, I got ready to mount the door, but as you can see, there's no subframe. There's nothing to mount it to, so now I have to build a subframe. So my advice for new builders and for those that do buy kits, what I want you guys to do, and I want you guys to make sure that you know, when you guys are buying from builders, or people say that they're builders, be very careful what you're buying. So let me give you guys just a quick tutorial, and let me give you a little bit of education, guys, on what you kind of want to do. Yeah, these are replicas, but you want them safe, okay? If you look at the front of this car here, for a customer that I'm doing, you will see there's no subframe, okay? Let me go all the way around so you can see, okay? This is the front bumper, okay? This is the front of the car, okay? The subframe is basically, now, let me show you so you can, I'm gonna post this light up here so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about, okay? Okay, this is the frame from the original donor vehicle, okay? Hold on, my light wants to move on me. Okay, this is the original frame, okay, from the donor vehicle. Okay, this is subframe, okay, which means it's the part that you be adding on. Before you mount your body to the chassis, your subframe should be completed, okay? When you put your body on the chassis, all you should have to do is pretty much just weld it and bolt it into your hinge points that you have. Now, on this one, as you can see, there is no subframe. These are half-inch tubes. That's not sufficient for a subframe because, as you can see, that's not mounted very good, okay? And actually, there's really nothing to mount it to. So, as you can see, as I'm going around here, you guys can kind of see that there's nothing really there, okay? What should be here is this, okay? Now, what should be here, there should be, let me get my light. What there should be, you should see, let me see if he's got some on here. A little bit bigger than this here. This is the 3/4. This is 3/4 steel tube in here. I use a little bigger, but to each his own. You should have, basically, when you pull the shell off, you should have a frame of a Lamborghini, okay? Because your subframe should basically be the skeleton up under your kit. So basically, there's a whole lot of frame that isn't here, but once I build it and put it on, it will be. So the tip is, when you guys are buying from people that have built or say they've built, make sure that's one thing you pay attention to. If the chassis is mounted, which basically if the kit, which is this is just the kit, okay? This is the chassis here. If the body is mounted to the chassis, you want to make sure that it's mounted and it's actually safe and it's reinforced, okay? So you want to make sure that you have a subframe, okay? In layman's terms, if I can't start on the doors because there's nowhere for the door hinge to mount, okay? Now, right there on the ground, that's the door hinge, which there's nothing there for it to mount yet because I'm gonna put something there. I'm actually gonna build the subframe to go up under here. So let me give you an overall bigger picture of what I'm talking about. Now, Lamborghini doors open up towards the front of the vehicle. The doors open up, okay? So let me see if I can get this light to cooperate, and then I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. Okay? The door opens up this way, okay? So that your door doesn't wobble and that you have a good solid rigid door, your hinge must be mounted securely to the frame of the vehicle. So to do so, you need to have something very, very sturdy that it mounts to. And this is what I'm talking about right here. This door hinge, it sits in like such. Let me see if I can get it to go here. Like such, okay? That's where it goes, but as you can see, we have to have something that we need to mount it to. So, the tip is, when you guys are buying kits, you're buying used kits, you're buying kits that people have already started, when you go back through your kit, make sure your subframe is there. Make sure you've got a subframe. Make sure that your mold, this is the mold, okay? Make sure your mold is secure to your chassis. And the chassis is simply the framework under the mold, okay? You guys don't want to be going down the road 85, 90 miles an hour and your car starts to fall apart. So, like I stated, and I'm going to continue to say it, I don't care. Some of these builders, they feel that they're experts because they've done it for 20 years. That means absolutely nothing. When you go to building replicas, replica builds are a little different than actual body working and some of these body shops, okay? Most of the cars that are built from manufacturers are put on an assembly line and they're assembled through an assembly line. So they have the checks and balances. These kits are fiberglass molded and a lot of things have to be fabricated. They have to be made, okay? So I'm just giving you an overall heads up of kind of what to pay attention to. I'm not saying those guys don't have good knowledge. What I'm saying is, as you all know, there's a lot of wisdom on Facebook that really isn't too wise. It's wisdom, but it ain't wise wisdom. So, like I stated, when you guys go to your builds, make sure your subframe is there. It will make your build go faster, because if this chassis had been done right, when I go to attach the hinge, I would already have a mounting point to attach it to, okay? And when you come up here to the front, when you go to do your front bumper, you have something to attach it to, okay? Fiberglass and resin is good, metal's better, okay? So that's my tip of the day. And when you go to attach your front trunk here, you have places to attach that stuff to if you already have a good blueprint. If you're buying a kit from a builder that's already started building on it, ask them the specific questions. Show me the subframe, okay? Show me the attach points, okay? Show me those safety features that should be on there that when I get in this car, it's gonna be safe, okay? These are kits. Everybody's paying more attention to OEM. I want it as close to the real thing as possible. That is good, but safety is also a very, very, very big factor, because we all like to get in our cars, show them off, riding down the ride. I have friends, family, and I'm sure you guys have friends and family in your replicas too. Make sure they're safe and you're safe. So that's just a heads up, okay? Make sure those subframes are there. And like I stated, because you've done something for 30 years, don't mean you've been doing it the right way. At the same time, if you haven't been building replicas for 30 plus years, and even if you have, each build is different, okay? Every kit is different, okay? That is just the simplest and way to put that. But guys, that is a very, 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 very dangerous thing to not have on a vehicle, okay? The subframe is the most important, because that's pretty much what keeps you and your family safe, okay? And it makes your build go a whole lot faster because you have those attach points. The attach points are, like I've already stated, and I'm repeating myself again because it is very, very important. It's very vital. Those attach points are what you want to have on your vehicles, okay? And especially for your doors. Now, a lot of doors I see, and people ask me, how do I get the wobble out of my door? Meaning, when the door is opened, it wobbles, okay? Well, the reason why you get that wobble is for two reasons. One, the hinges that people fabricate and that people buy and make, they're not good hinges. That's just one of the main reasons right there. The second reason is the hinges are not put on the car to the frame. They're not put in secure, okay? So you want to make sure they're put in secure. So like I stated, that's a very, very, very vital thing with doors. Doors can be some of the most complicated part of the car, but if you do your prep work right, take your time, it'll go a lot smoother, okay? You still may have some issues and things like that, but it'll go a lot smoother. Excuse me. Excuse me. I had to just take my dust cover off. So, excuse me, but that is just the tip for the day, guys. Make sure when you're buying used kits and you're buying kits, ask those guys if they're already mounted, hey, show me that subframe, okay? Now, welding is a very, very big, excuse me. Welding is a big part of this, okay? I understand there's different levels of welding, okay? It doesn't really matter how much weld you put on there if it's not good and secure, okay? So just when you look at the subframes, when you're buying kits, when you're looking at buying a kit, make sure the subframe is intact. When you're looking for a builder, make sure your builder is knowledgeable of, one, the overall OEM specs of the car. Two, make sure your builder is also knowledgeable about the safety features, okay? I've been a firefighter for numerous years, okay? So safety is the number one thing, okay? The cars look good, they run good, they are fun to drive, but you want to be safe, okay? So that's my video tip for the day. If you got questions, let me know. And like I said, once again, if you have an issue with your with your replica, hey, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? We can definitely get you fixed up. So if you got questions, let me know. If not, guys, be safe and let's keep building.